Sorry. Oh, didn't see you guys there. But I'm glad you're here. Because today we're going to be talking about some spring fragrances. Spring is right around the corner, but if you live in the great state of Tennessee, you probably already know that. Why? Because it was 75 degrees yesterday. It's going to be in the 80s this week. So this actually should be a summer list. Since the warm weather is right around the corner, I've got 10 fragrances I'd love to share with you that I think you should get your nose on this spring. So stay tuned. Cue that intro. What's going on, my beautiful fragrance family? I hope each and every one of you are doing amazing today, and welcome back to My2Scents. My name is Brian, and this is the channel all about helping boost your confidence through the art of fragrance and helping you become a lasting scent memory. Warm weather. God, I can't wait. I do love my warm, rich, cold weather fragrances a lot more than my spring, summer fragrances, but by the end of winter, you're just kind of like, okay, I'm tired of being cold. I kind of want to sweat a little bit. I kind of want to wear fresher fragrances, and that's what I've got for you today. 10 fragrances that I think you need to get your nose on this year, 2023. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into today's whiffs and sniffs. So the first one up on my list is going to be coming from the house of Nishane, and this is Wulong Cha. I love this fragrance. I love the green aspects of this fragrance. I love the oolong tea that's in this fragrance. It's very herbal. It's fresh. It's got a really nice citrusy opening. You're getting some lemon, some bergamot, a little bit of mandarin orange in there, some green leaves, and these are just very bright green leaves, like fresh green leaves. This is one that I like to wear when I'm not having the best day, because for some reason it just puts a smile on my face. Has a nice woody dry down with that nice leather, but the leather in this is more of like a nice white suede leather, not a rough and tumbled leather, just a very easy to wear leather. But the tea is what really sets this apart from a lot of the other green fragrances I'll be speaking about today. And when I say green, just think of greenery. Think of what it starts to look like during the spring. All the trees start getting their leaves back. Plants and flowers start to grow again. That's what I mean by green. So Wulong Cha, though, is just a refreshing and relaxing and soothing fragrance. And one that I love to wear in the spring. So the first one up on my list, Wulong Cha from Nishane. Next one is a new addition to my fragrance wardrobe, and it's coming from the house of Zoologist, and it's one of their newer releases, and it's the Cardinal. Now, in my initial first impressions, my haul video, I said that this kind of reminded me of Polo Green, the original Polo Green, not the new formulation. But now that I've worn this quite a few times, I kind of have to retract that. Though I do get those nuances of the original Polo Green in it, it's different. This is a lot more modern. Again, you're getting these really nice green notes like fresh green leaves, but you're also getting some bergamot, some mandarin orange, kind of like you do in Wulong Cha. But this has a little bit more depth to it. It's got a little bit more to it. There's a really nice patchouli in this, and I love it the way that it is blended with the oak moss. You're also getting some clary sage and some rose, and the rosy nuances are very ethereal. So it's very realistic rose. It's not going to be powdery. It's not going to be sweet. It's going to be more along the lines of going up and just picking a rose and sniffing it. You're also getting some stemminess from it as well. And the clary sage and rose is also blended with a really nice leather. Now this is a really masculine and also very mature fragrance. I wouldn't say this is for those who are in their 20s though. You could rock whatever you want to rock. If you like that more mature style of fragrance, something that's a little bit more classy, something that's a little bit more suited up, then definitely the Cardinal might be for you. I recommend getting a sample before you decide to buy this. In fact, all these fragrances, see if you can't get a sample. But the Cardinal is growing on me, and I can't wait to rock it this spring. I'm actually going to rock it, well, not this week, because I've already got my weekly rotation set out for this week. But next week, most definitely, because it's supposed to be warm again. But I'm really looking forward to rocking Zoologist Cardinal, and I definitely think it's worth getting your nose on. I love fig. And this next fragrance I'm about to share with you has become, and quickly become, one of my favorite fig fragrances because it's all about an alluring fig. And it's coming from the house of Theodoros Alluring, and this is Alluring Fig. Not a whole lot going on in this. This is a very linear, polarizing type of fragrance. Not a lot of changes in this, but it's creamy and it is one of the best fig fragrances I've ever put my nose on, because it's all about green fig, fruity fig, and creamy vanilla. And that's about all you're getting in this fragrance. Now, I know there's a lot more probably mixed in there just to give it some lift and give it, a little bit more depth. But what I get out of it is like green fig leaves. And then you're also getting this really nice fruity, juicy fig, along with a really nice sweet and creamy vanilla. It's very alluring, just like it says in the name. It's a very alluring fig fragrance. It's one of those fragrances that you could wear in pretty much any occasion. You could wear it on a date. You could wear it, to a red carpet event. You could wear it to the office. You could wear it just casually. You could wear it to bed if you wanted to. You can wear it whenever that you want, and you're just gonna smell stinking good. The next one I think you should definitely get your nose on is Theodoros Alluring Fig. And not to mention, it's stinking affordable. So definitely one you're gonna wanna check out. This next one, Designer House. Newish designer fragrance that came out in 2022, I think late 2022. And it's coming from the house of Hermes. And this is H24 Eau de Parfum. If you couldn't tell, I actually really enjoy wearing this fragrance. I've got a pretty big dent in it. Now, I do love the EDT, but I actually really enjoy the EDP better. This just really scratches that itch for me. Now, there's no citruses in the note breakdown, but I definitely get a load of citruses to really start off this composition. I'm getting some lemon, some bergamot, really showing face right off the bat. And that rolls into this really nice clary sage. And that clary sage is blended really well with narcissus, which is almost a little bit of kind of a funky floral. But I love the way that it's blended in this. And you're also getting this synthetic molecule or synthetic ingredient called sclerine, which is giving it this metallic, almost like a dry cleaner, like the way a dry cleaner smells. And that is actually giving it, I like the metallic quality to it, because that blends really well with the oak moss that's also in this, and this really nice kind of spicy woodiness coming from some rosewood. And that rosewood really adds some depth to this. And this bad boy also lasts a really long time on my skin. It's not a huge projector, but I get really good longevity out of this. It just smells super fresh, metallic, and clean. But it's not overly metallic like the EDT. Now the EDT, definitely that metallic quality really pops off. This is less metallic, and I believe that's because of the way that the clary sage and the oak moss and that rosewood are really blended with that sclerine. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this really pumps off my skin when it's, nice and warm outside, which it already is here in Tennessee. But this one, if you haven't tried it yet, definitely get yourself a sample and give it a whiff and sniff. H24 Eau de Parfum. Coming up next is one that I don't really see a lot of people talking about, and it's a patchouli fragrance, but it's a patchouli fragrance that is so intriguing, and it's got a nice sweetness to it due to an interesting ingredient that they're using in it. It's coming from Profvmo, and this is Patchouli Noir. And the sweetness that I'm talking about is poppy. And that poppy is blended with a really nice cacao. But it starts out with this nice fresh minty opening. Of course, you're going to get that patchouli. And the patchouli is more on the dry, earthy side. It's got a nice woody characteristic to it. But you're also getting a little bit of that kind of dirtiness to it. But that is blended really well with this interesting poppy note. It also has some vanilla. It has some nice cedar wood blended really well with that patchouli. This is such a good fragrance. Now, not the longest lasting, not the hugest in projection, but when it's on your skin, you'll get noticed. And you will notice how stinking good you smell. So another one I think you definitely should try and get your nose on. Get yourself a sample if you can find it. It's coming from the house of Profvmo, and this is Patchouli Noir. One of my favorite independent perfumers, Michael, and his brand, For the Scent of It, one of my favorite perfume houses. One that I think you should try to get your nose on is Epice Fern. You like fougères? Then you're going to definitely enjoy this one. Up top, when you first spray this on, you're going to get this really nice herbal star anise. You get a little bit of that licoricey, star anise, but you're also getting some mandarin orange. And I love the fresh opening of this. You're also going to get some spices. You're going to get some pepper, some cinnamon, possibly some nutmeg. Further in, you're going to get some more mintiness coming from, mint. You're also going to get this beautiful lavender. Further as it dries down, oak moss, sandalwood, touch of tonka, giving it a nice sweetness, and you're going to get some amberette, which is giving it this nice musky quality, giving it some lift, some longevity, and some projection. Epice Fern is a fantastic fougere. Now, this is more of a modern fougere, so I believe that anybody could rock this, any age range could rock this. If you're mature like myself, or if you're, in your teens or 20s, I think you would actually appreciate this fragrance. But Epice Fern is definitely one I think you should get your nose on this spring 2023. Real quick, I gotta take a little coffee break. Another new one to my collection, coming from the house of Meremeta fragrances, and this one is Geranium Vetiver. Man, Geranium Vetiver. I added this to a list, not too long ago, and I told y'all that I was really excited to rock this in the spring, and I still am. There is a lemon note in this that sticks around for the entirety of this fragrance, and I'm not exactly sure how he put, what kind of accord he created to make the citrus in this last for so stinking long. But you're getting a buttload of citruses and a nice floral, like a white and yellow floral top, and that is so beautiful. As soon as you spray it on, you're like, wow, it's soothing, it's relaxing, it's calming, it smells like spring. I love the way that once you get into the heart, once it starts, slightly drying down, you get this nice white florality blended in with a nice sweet citrusy orange blossom and a touch of like raw honey. You're also, of course, getting that geranium, and the geranium, this is actually giving it some of those rosy nuances, almost like a watery aquatic feel. And since it's called Geranium Vetiver, you're also going to get this really nice, almost creamy, watery vetiver, adding a nice grassy feel to it. Not really on the woody side, more of like you take a blade of grass, rub it in between your hands, and smell it. That's also blended with some really nice clean woods and very clean musks. This is one I definitely think you need to get your nose on. I think you should get your nose on all these, but man, this thing is stinking good. And it's affordable. I think they're like $64.99 or $69.99, somewhere around there. But man, it's good. 100% unisex. I think this is a great 50-50 split. You gotta enjoy vetiver, and if you're looking for a really nice freshie with some beautiful citruses, then definitely try and get your nose on Meremeta Fragrances Geranium Vetiver. So I was doing a little perusing last night on fragrancebuy.ca, and this fragrance just happened to be on there. And this is one that is not always readily available. It's not always easy to find, but it's coming from the house of Etat d'Orange, and this is the Afternoon of a Faun. This is a classic green fragrance. You're getting some yellow florality coming from some Immortelle. There's also some other beautiful florals, maybe a little rose in here, but there's a nice thick resin in this, and that's coming from, I believe, a nice spicy myrrh. And you're getting a little bit of a stickiness from it, almost like a candied feel. And you're getting some incense, some jasmine. There's also some beautiful musks in this, and this really well put together benzoin, and that benzoin really is what stands out to me. Some patchouli, some oak moss, just a classically put together green fragrance. Now this also is one that I would say leans a little bit mature, but right now you can find this bad boy on fragrancebuy.ca. That's where I got my 100 ml bottle. I don't know exactly what the price is, but man, I got this for like 87 bucks for 100 ml. In my opinion, this is one I definitely think you should try and get your nose on, especially if you like really absurdly green fragrances. If you enjoy those fragrances like aspen, like back in the day. I'm not saying that smells like this, or even polo green, maybe even Dracar Noir, because this is green and it smells like spring. Then I definitely suggest trying to get your nose on Etat d'Orange Afternoon of a Faun. I don't know why, but vetiver definitely is one of those fragrant notes and ingredients that I love to rock in the spring and the summer when it gets warm outside. And this next one is no slouch to the vetiver. And this comes from Primera Perfumes, and this is Royal Vetiver. I'm so glad that I picked this up at Scent Explorer. Bader over at Primera Perfumes got my nose on this and I fell in love. Neroli, pineapple, and some spices are really what you're getting right off the bat. But you're also getting some citruses to, get the whole composition going to please the nostrils. But then that starts rolling into this beautiful Haitian vetiver. Nuances of rose, touch of a sweet powdery cacao, hints of smoke just floating in the background, but loads of vetiver. Now I think he's using a couple types of vetiver. I know one's a Haitian vetiver. I don't know what the other vetiver is, but you can tell because it's got that greenness to it, but it's also got that earthy, woody quality to it. You're getting a touch of sweetness from it as well, and some green herbal qualities coming from also that vetiver. Musks and patchouli and some sandalwood to end the composition. This is truly a royal vetiver. Now this doesn't smell like Sultan vetiver from Nishane, which is a freaking vetiver lover's wet dream, but if you're a vetiver lover, this could also be your wet dream. So if you love vetiver, definitely check out Primera Perfumes Royal Vetiver. These are now being sold at Max Aroma, so go check them out. Last but not least is also a brand new one to my collection. I have not worn it a whole lot, but if you love masculine fragrances that have a great story behind them, then you definitely want to check this one out. This is Rogue Perfumery, and this is L'Homme and La Croix. Sophistication. Sophistication in a bottle. This is classy. This is classic style perfumery. Loads of florals. You're getting some petitgrain, some neroli, some rose. You're getting a little bit of geranium adding to that rose. Man, this is just a classic fougere. It's very aromatic. Starts out though with a really nice bright lemon, some bergamot. Those citruses are really bright. They're very fresh and zesty. And that really doesn't stick around for very long because those florals, man, they pop off. You're also getting some oak moss in here, some patchouli, some labdanum, all these very mature and masculine ingredients to create such a beautifully, masterfully, in my opinion, masterfully put together fragrance. Manuel Cross, he hit the nail on the head with this bad boy. Once it dries down, you get loads of woods. You're getting some cedar, some sandalwood, almost like a smoky, tarry quality, and I'm not exactly sure what that's coming from. Possibly some birch tar, some cypriol, I'm not 100% sure. 100% vegan as well. These are all natural ingredients. It's a 100% natural perfume. Now, for those of you who don't like those mature fragrances, if you don't want to smell like your dad or your grandpa, this definitely isn't going to be for you. But for those of us who enjoy smelling like our heritage, I definitely suggest getting your sample of Rogue Perfumery, L'Homme and La Croix. All right, there it is, guys. 10 mean, green, mature, not so mature, fresh, classy, some not so classy, beautiful fragrances that I think you should get your nose on this spring. Let me know down in the comments which fragrances you're looking forward to rocking when the weather decides to actually turn warm. Let me know where you live. Is it already spring where you are, just like it is here? Is it already hot? Did you even get a winter? Let me know. I'm always curious to know what your 2 cents are. But that's it for me today, guys. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. If you enjoyed today's content, then do me a favor and like, comment, share, and subscribe. And always remember, you are stinking beautiful. And until next time, happy scent trails.